जय श्री चंद्र जय गौर भक्त जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय श्री चंद्र जय गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरे जय सच्चिदानंद गौर हरे जय वत्सलत्वा जय वत्सलत्वा श्री राम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरवः श्रीयुतापद्कमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणो रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणो ललिता श्रीविष्णुविधांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णकृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमपदाय कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरकृष्णे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So as we had mentioned yesterday, we are dedicating this evening program, in fact the whole Yatra, for the spiritual well-being of Bhakta Radheshyam. So till now, we have been searching for the body, but we were not able to get it. Uh, so, like relatives are in grief, and we are also praying intensely, to the Lord that the devotee will get a nice destination. So the glorification of the Lord, the discussion about the pastimes of the Lord, the visiting of the holy places, and all these things are supremely auspicious. It's very, very auspicious. Discussions about the Lord is supremely auspicious. And when generally any good occasion, bad occasion, whatever may be the occasion, so when the discussion of the Lord is actually performed, so it actually makes the whole thing auspicious. So today also we are going to continue our yatra, our discussions. So yesterday you all heard the wonderful childhood pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and today we are going to discuss about the youth pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So youth pastimes, it actually starts with the marriage of the Nimai, young Nimai, with Lakshmi Priya, and then it continues with so many different scholarly pastimes that Lord actually performs. And then there is also this pastime of defeat of Digvijay Pandit, and then there is the pastime of how Lord receives the service of various devotees in the Navadvip. And then we also have the this one of Lord going to the West Bengal or different like Bangladesh region and preaching there. And then after that, his losing of his first wife Lakshmi Priya because of separation from Lord, and then his second marriage, that is the drama that you all saw, that is marriage with Vishnu Priya. So these all things consist of, all these pastimes are there in the youth pastimes. So now we are going to discuss as much as possible. We will try to cover these pastimes in brief. It's all very wonderful and amazing lessons to learn that are there. So one is that the Supreme Lord, Nimai, he was so very beautiful. In his complexion and and the eyes were like lotus petals. The hands were like extending to the knees, and it was like very very beautiful form to actually behold upon. And the Lord is also having very magnanimous character. So now the Lord in his youth, he is actually displaying the pastime as a scholar. So what generally the scholars would do, so they would study a lot, and they would often they would try to defeat other scholars in argument, and they would have a lot of pride in winning arguments and debates. So this is what was the kind of personality of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. So he used to perform every day his Brahmanical duties, and then he used to go to study his syllabus of grammar from Gangadas Pandit. Gangadas Pandit is the teacher of Nimai. So, but when he used to go to the school of Gangadas Pandit, so all other students also would go with him. So when these students would go, naturally everybody know that Nimai is some really like extraordinary student, and he knew the syllabus, he knew the subject very very nicely, and everybody, it was like a de facto teacher. He is not yet a teacher. He became a de facto teacher. That he is the senior student in that school. So then naturally everybody would have the study groups, and everybody would join Nimai's study group. And some of the students, they would not join Nimai's study group. So one of them was Murari Gupta. I think some of the devotees had happened to go to Murari Gupta's temple in one of the days. So, is there any sound that is coming? Oh, behind them? Okay. Fine. So, one of the students who would not join Lord Chaitanya's or Nimai's study group is Murari Gupta. So Murari Gupta is, if you know, he's an incarnation of Hanuman, and he's one of the associates of Lord Chaitanya, and so he was one of them who would not join the study group. So then Lord would actually go and pull the legs of these people who would not actually join his study group. So he would say, see, like, people, they, what is that? They consider themselves to be a great scholar. They try to study on their own. See, he's going to Gangadas Pandit's school, but still they have not joined his study group, so he's taunting them like that. These people think themselves to be great scholar, so they think that they can study on their own. They don't even know how to form basic grammatical sentences or joins and things like that. So, like in Sanskrit, there is sandhi and like joining and division. This is a very important thing to learn in the beginning. So they don't even know that much. These people are actually fools. And they are trying to study on their own. So then Murari Gupta would be there on the side. So he knows that this is being spoken just to taunt him. And Murari Gupta would remain silent, and he would continue to do his duties. And Lord Chaitanya would again try to pull him and taunt him. So he would say, see, Murari Gupta, your family business is, you are coming from a family of doctors. So why don't you go home and mix all these herbs and things like that and all, and make medicines and cure people's diseases? What will you understand about mixing the words and grammar and things like that? So this is all like beyond your capacity. So don't waste your time like this. Better you go home and do your duty as a doctor. And then so Murari Gupta, it is mentioned here that he is an expansion of Rudra. Like even Hanuman, the incarnation of Hanuman means Hanuman is a Rudransha. So like he's an expansion of Rudra. Rudra means, what is the meaning of this word Rudra? It's angry, anger. Raudra is one of the 7 like secondary rasas that is there. Hasya, Adbhuta, Virya, Karuna, Raudra, Vibhatsa, Vaya. Raudra means anger, So like, see, this is, it's quite natural for Lord Shiva to become angry. So it is all, everybody knows Lord Shiva to be a Ashutosh, very easily pleased, and at the same time very easily angered also. If anybody goes and does something wrong, then he would get very easily angry also. He's the symbol of devastation, right? So he's the in charge of devastation. So, like, but then Murari Gupta, in this incarnation, he is not at all getting provoked. He is hearing all these taunting words, but then he is not getting provoked. But he humbly submits to Lord Chaitanya. You see that you are a nice Brahmana. So why are you always pulling people's legs? Why are you always taunting people? Is this a job of a Brahmana? And then also, like, when did I not answer you? Did you ask me any question and I did not answer you sufficiently? So why are you telling this? I don't have sufficient capacity to explain about grammar and stuff like that and all. So you're a Brahmana. So Brahmana's basic quality is truthfulness. So at least in the argument you should have some truthfulness. So you don't have any truthfulness. So then Nimai says, okay, fine. You want to get into a debate. Okay, you explain what you have studied today. Explain the subject what you have studied today. And then Murari Gupta explains the subject. And then Nimai, immediately he would find some faults. You didn't even understood the subject properly. You see, like, basically these are all like basic things only you are going wrong. So then Murari Gupta would explain, no, should not be seen in this angle. It should be seen in that angle. And then Lord Chaitanya would explain in another angle, and he would explain in another angle, and the argument would go on. And it is mentioned, by the grace of the Lord, Murari Gupta was also a very great scholar. So the Lord is only debating, and he is only empowering his devotee to debate, even nicely with him. So, like, by the grace of the Lord, he is also not an easy opponent to accept defeat so easily. So then it was not at all getting resolved. Like, nobody is getting defeated. So then finally, Nimai used a Brahmastra. What did he do? He just touched Murari Gupta. The moment Murari Gupta received the touch of the lotus hands of the Lord, he got amazing spiritual experience, and then he felt that see, this guy is doing all these things, Nimai is doing all these things, just because I am not attending his study group, I am not becoming, means like he wants everybody to surrender to him, so I am not becoming like that. So that is why he is taunting and he is doing all these things. Anyways, this guy seems to be like very, very spiritually, some divine personality, and his knowledge doesn't have any limit. There is no harm in accepting him as a tutor. So then finally he surrenders, saying that, oh Vishwambar, oh Nimai, I surrender to you. I'll also join your study group. No, I'll also become your disciple, right? So this is like sub-disciple. So everybody are disciple of Gangadas Pandit. No, everybody are going to his school. But then this is like within the school there is no poaching that is happening. So then, like Lord Chaitanya, he would have his daily routine. You know, it was a very nice daily routine. Every day morning he would, this is still the time he attended Gangadas Pandit's school. So every day he would do his daily morning duties. Then they would go to the school, Gangadas Pandit school, and then there they would have the study group. Then after that he would go to another person's home, Mukunda Sanjaya. So Mukunda Sanjaya is a person who actually first sponsored a place for Nimai to start his, what do they call as Chatushpati, Chatushpati. So that is what is they call as the school. So this schools, like it is a very unique type of a school. So generally in the school there is an organization, and then there is a principal and chairman and things like that, and different teachers are recruited, and if some teacher goes off, like another teacher comes and things like that. But this Chatushpati, so it is run by a teacher, and the teacher owns. The teacher is the central point, and anybody who wishes to take lessons from him, so they would go and attend that attend that school. Even if somebody else's teachers, the primary teacher who is the owner of that Chatushpati, so his conclusions have to be taught. That is how this one actually happens. And Mukunda Sanjaya is the first one who is a very fortunate soul. He sponsors his house. In his house, like in Bengal, there is a usual this one. So in every house they used to have a Durga Mantap. Durga Mantap is a Mantap which is there outside the house. So where it's in Bengal, like what is the famous festival? Durga Puja. Durga Puja used to happen there. So like all other religious functions also would happen there. So this Durga Mantap was very big, in Mukunda Sanjaya's house, and he would offer this, for the Lord's teaching. And Mukunda Sanjaya's son Purushottam Das, if I'm not wrong, comes in the later chapter. He also becomes a student, of Nimai Pandit, and it is mentioned that when Nimai and all his friends, they would sit and they would try to learn this grammar from Nimai, it would look like just a very precious gem surrounded by so many different jewels. They are actually sitting together. The sight itself so amazing to see actually. And then so he would generally they would have a lot of arguments, and Nimai would establish an argument and he would defeat the same argument, and he would again establish that argument and things like that. So this is one of the reasons it is mentioned that Nigama Kalpatoror Galitam Phalam. That is like Srimad Bhagavatam's glorification. But then Nigama Kalpatoror. Nigama means Vedic literatures. And Vedic literatures are compared to Kalpataru. Kalpataru means desire tree. Any crap you want to establish, you can establish through Vedic literatures. So that is why there is a nice shloka that is there. It is Tarko apratishta shutayo vivinna nasha rishiyata munirishya matam na vinna dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gatasyapam. So if one wants to understand the Supreme Lord and one wants to come to the conclusion of what is the absolute truth, just by reading the scriptures, he will be misled. In fact, it is even Lord Brahma also says, Vedeshu Durlabham. You will not be able to find the Supreme Lord. You will not be able to find the absolute truth just by reading the Vedas. It is not possible. Even though Krishna says, what is the ultimate goal of reading the Vedas? Vedeshu sarver ahameva vedya. That is the ultimate goal of reading the Vedas. But it is quite difficult to understand the Lord through reading the Vedas. Vedeshu durlabham, adurlabham atmavakto. But if somebody becomes a devotee and somebody follows in the footsteps of great Mahajana, Mahajano yena gatasya pantam. So then he will be able to understand the ultimate conclusion of the scriptures. Otherwise, scriptures themselves are nigama kalpataru. So they are wish fulfilling tree. If somebody wants, I want material sense gratification, what does the scripture say? Yes, the scriptures say you should do material sense gratification. He will get the appropriate verses, which glorifies that you should do material sense gratification. Right? That was the problem. When Buddha appeared, the problem in hand was people were doing indiscriminate material sense gratification in the name of following Vedic literatures. Right? So that's quite possible. Anything, anybody wants to establish, they can. So like Lord Chaitanya would demonstrate all these things. So he would establish and defeat and establish and defeat and all these things he would do. And one of the favorite subjects, that they would discuss, just like in some places, like we have to discuss about the like some apasampradayas or some philosophies like Ritvik and stuff like that. Lord Chaitanya always used to have one subject. What is that subject? He would depreciate all other teachers. You see, like these people are going in the name of Bhattacharya, Mishra, and these great titles. They don't even know the basic grammar. If they know the basic grammar, ask them to come and debate with me. If they debate with me, then if they can answer my arguments, then I will accept them that they are great scholars and things like that. So this is how Lord Chaitanya, Nimai, young Nimai, he started off his youthful pastimes, and then when his youth actually appeared, here he is like very young man. So like so in the Vedic times, the marriageable age is like quite interesting to know. So like when a girl attains puberty, or sometimes even before, and then a boy is maybe like 16, 17 or something like that, 15, 16, something like that. So they would get married. So Sachimata is thinking that now my son is becoming a youth, and he should get married. And she is contemplating about that particular this one. And then at the same time, so there is another great pious Brahmana called Vallabhacharya. This is not the Acharya, like the Vallabhacharya. So this is a Brahmana who is residing there in Navadvip. So he is also a very pious Brahmana, and he has got a wonderful daughter, just like as beautiful and as endowed with divine qualities like Sita Mata. And he is also thinking like, whom will I find as a good husband for my daughter? So this, Sachimata is also thinking, and this Vallabha is also thinking. So by the divine arrangement, so like Lakshmi Priya, who is the daughter of Vallabha, so like she is actually, she goes to Ganga every day to take bath, and Nimai also goes to Ganga every day to take bath. So one day it so happened both of them met face to face. And then Lord, recognizing that this is my eternal consort, Lakshmi, he actually sweetly smiles at seeing her. And Lakshmi Devi also understands that this is my eternal master, and she offers prayers to Lord Nimai. And both of them actually recognize each other, and then they go back to home. And by this time, by the divine arrangement of the Lord, so there is a matchmaker who actually comes in the scene. So his name is Vanamali. Who is the matchmaker in the Vishnu Priya's marriage? Huh? At least drama team, Vishnu Priya's marriage. Huh? Kashinath Mishra, Jay. So this is like nice. There is so much of comparisons we can do between these two marriages. So more we analyze the marriage of the Lord, so our problem of marriage will get solved. So for brahmacharis it will not happen. For grahasthas, maybe their marriage problems will get resolved. So we should analyze the marriage of the Lord very deeply. So like the matchmaker is Vanamali, and then this Vanamali, Brahmana, he actually goes to meet Sachimata, and he says to Sachimata, you see, like you have a very wonderful boy of marriageable age, and he's endowed with so much wonderful qualities. He's appearing very beautiful. So like, why don't you see some match for your marriage? Actually, in fact, I've already got a match for your son. So this is, I'm just proposing, if you agree, then I'll go and talk to the other house. So that is like this Vallabha, he has a wonderful daughter, as beautiful as Lakshmi Devi. And she is endowed with wonderful qualities like Lakshmi Devi. So you should consider, like your son to have marriage with Lakshmi Devi. So, but then Sachimata says that internally she wants, she is thinking and dreaming about Lord Chaitanya's marriage. Internally she wants Lord Chaitanya to be married. So, but then she is just replying to him saying that, see, just now he has lost his father. Jagannath Mishra has passed away. And then, he is, let him study for some more time. And after that, maybe he can, get married. So in this way, he actually mentions. So then, Vanamali, like he came with lot of hope, but then he gets dejected. So why he gets dejected is a matchmaker, like he will propose this ones to so many people, somebody will agree. So that is the general job of a matchmaker. But here, see, anybody like does a job, generally like they crack many deals. If some deals go through, some deals doesn't go through, it's different thing. But then there are some deals which are very close to the heart. He was feeling that this Vishwambar Nimai is as good as beautiful and as wonderful as the Supreme Lord Narayan, and this girl is as good as like Lakshmi Devi. So like if marriage at all happens between these two people, definitely it should happen, right? So he was thinking like that, and he was very dejected. And when he was going back, on the way he meets Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya offers respects to a Brahmana, and then says that like, okay, fine, so where are you coming from? How was your day and things like that? And he was telling, Mera din to kharab chala. What happened? Where did you go to have your day like so bad? I went to your house only. Mera ghar mein jaake like dil kharab ho gaya. So how is it possible? So then he says that, see, like I went to your mother having a nice proposal for your marriage, but then your mother rejected. So then Lord Chaitanya, like he just gives a smile and then he just passes by. And then he comes back home, he asks the mother, Mother, why did you reject the marriage proposal? And mother understood everything. My son wants to get married. And immediately she called for Vanamali and she told like, see, like my son wants to get married and now you arrange for everything nicely. So then immediately, Vanamali actually goes to Vallabha and then he tells that you see like, I've come with a great news for you. And it is a great news. And so like there is a good opportunity. I have a proposal if you like. I will explain that to you. There is a good opportunity that the son of Jagannath Mishra and Mother Sachi, so Vishwambar Nimai, his match is actually coming to your daughter. Will you be interested? And then Vallabhacharya immediately says like, I'm very, very happy to have such a son-in-law. He is very, very good in all wonderful qualities and things like that. So I'm very extremely pleased. So like my daughter is like a goddess of fortune, and he is like almost like the Supreme Lord. So it is very, very good match. Please complete the necessity things. But then only problem is I'm a very poor Brahmana. I will not be able to give dowry. And at the max, I can give 5 pieces of haritaki. What is haritaki in Hindi or English? It's some kind of a digestive, this one, some fruit, small fruit. Like five small fruits I can give. So then Vanamali told it's okay, like, this match is too good. In any cost, like I have to get it done. So, and then he comes back to Mother Sachi and he says like, this is wonderful. And the Vallabha actually agreed for this marriage. So let's see the astrological calculation and let's see the right moment. And let's actually organize this marriage. And this news actually spreads, and all the relatives, friends, everybody actually come, and all the local people also are given invitation. And there is a nice Adivas ceremony that is happening, not as grand as the second marriage, Vishnu Priya's marriage, but then this is also sufficiently grand, because it's Lord's marriage, whether somebody asks for it or not, Lord Ananta, Balaram, or Lord's internal potencies, they will arrange for everything. So in fact, in the drama we saw that Sachimata is trying to give, gifts to other ladies, and then the gifts are getting replenished. And in the plate also I was seeing it is getting over, and some devotee is coming and giving. So so that's the way the Lord's this one opulence is. There is it is Akshay Patra. It's the real Akshay Patra. So it never gets exhausted. The Lord's this one. So Sachimata actually feels that we are very poor people and we don't have sufficient things at home and things like that. But then there is never a dearth, where the Supreme Lord Narayana is there. What will be the insufficiency in such a home? So there will not be any insufficiency. And then all the Brahmanas, they assembled and they chanted nice Vedic mantras. And then Lord Gauranga, is as beautiful as a fully rising moon. He was sitting in the midst, and all the Brahmanas are chanting, wonderful Vedic mantras. and all the brahmanas were given nice gifts and incense and sandalwood and all these wonderful things were given. And in this way, the Adivas ceremony is very nicely happening. And on the day of wedding, so like in both the weddings, we will see somewhat little difference in the details are there. So, but then I'm just combining both because I don't know if the time will be there till we reach the next wedding. So Lord would take bath in the Ganges, and Lord would worship Lord Vishnu, and then he would offer oblations to his forefathers. So these are all rituals that he would perform on the day of the marriage. And then, all the guests that came, so they were all nicely taken care of, and Sachi Mata specifically takes care of all the ladies that comes, and she used to give so much of wonderful gifts, and she used to please all the ladies that had come and attended the marriage. And then Vallabhacharya, he also performed many rituals in regard to the marriage. And then, so this is a very amazing, this one that I saw, maybe this is the culture of Bengal, so that's how they would do. So the Lord is made to sit in a wonderful seat, and then the bride is brought fully decorated, and then according to the custom, she goes around the bridegroom 7 times, and then she comes and sits down, and so then a flower garland is offered in the hands of the bride, so Lakshmi Devi, and then she offers it at the feet of the Lord Nimai. And when she offers it, she actually means it. When we offer obeisances, when we offer, sometimes people actually play around, this game, who can take the dust of the lotus feet of other devotee. And sometimes it so happens, it becomes so violent. The other devotee is telling mujhe bachao, like mera paas. I'm just already chanting and sleeping. If you take a little bit of spiritual asset that I have, what will happen? I'll become bankrupt. So leave me. And then the other devotee, how will I leave you? Today I'll take the dust from your feet. And forcibly grab the feet, and the devotee falls and he'll get hurt also. and then the other devotee takes the dust and puts, dekho, le liya na tumhara. So in this way, this is not the thing. Actually taking the dust from the feet of another devotee means offering our surrender completely to that devotee. That means we are ready to do anything and everything that devotee wishes. So this is how Lakshmi Priya actually surrenders to Lord Nimai. And then Nimai also, in reciprocation, he offers garlands to Lakshmi. And in this way, wonderful marriage ceremony was happening. The whole house of Vallabha became such a wonderful scene, where the Supreme Lord Narayana is there and Lakshmi Devi is getting united. It's so very amazing. So this is the pinnacle, or this is the desire of all the devotees. In fact, if you see in all the pastimes, in the pastime of Lord Ramachandra, all the devotees worked very hard. For what purpose? To bring Lord Ram and Sita together. And even if you see in Krishna Leela, all the gopis and gopas and everybody, they used to arrange various things just to bring Srimati Radharani and Krishna together. So that's the joy of a devotee, right? So if we don't take pleasure in bringing the Supreme Lord and His consort together, so then we will have to be searching for happiness in so many different ways, but we will only get misery in return, right? So the actual happiness is bringing the Supreme Lord and His consort together, and that very amazing activity is happening at this place. So Vallabhacharya was looking like Bhishma Deva. He sat down to give away the bride, and then he poured water onto the lotus feet of Nimai. That very lotus feet which Lord Brahma and Shiva also worships. So, and then he offered his daughter, formally, and then he felt great deal of ecstasy in his heart. So this is an amazing thing. So when we offer something in service of the Lord, a devotee feels great deal of ecstasy. So one of our teachers of Bhakti Vaibhav, so he was mentioning a very nice pastime. So in Juhu temple, there was a nice incident that happened. In the beginning days, it was just a plain land and a small shed that devotees were worshipping the Supreme Lord over there, Radha and Krishna over there. And the devotees also had a little bit of shed, as their ashram. So now, just now we are able to experience how heat, this one is. And if we had arranged your accommodation under a tin sheet, How many of you would have come for the Yatra? You would have not come for the Yatra, but then Srila Prabhupada disciples, the Westerners, who were born in very rich families, so they agreed to come and stay in such kind of places, in India, and that too they used to get dysentery and things like that because they were not used to this kind of weather. And on top of it, Gundas would come and beat them, because they are, they want to abduct the land, they want to take away the land. And the devotees used to go through so much of austerities just to stay and take care of the deities. And one of the pujaris, it's a devotee, like, he did nice worship of the Lord and he gave rest to the Lord. Children, not clapping or not speaking anything here, okay? So like, okay, so like, this devotee gave rest to the Lord after the afternoon puja, and then he came to take some rest in the afternoon in his ashram, a tin shed. So then he felt a very great heat over there. He was feeling like so much suffocated and so much heat over there. And then the first thought that came to his mind was, if I am feeling this heat, definitely the Lord also must be feeling this heat. And even in the ashram, he had a picture of, Radha Rasbihari. That's the deities, in Juhu Temple, Mumbai. And he took a charmer, and then he started fanning the Lord in the shed, in the ashram. So then, he had an experience of suddenly a cool breeze passing through. In the hot summer, under a tin sheet, the whole room became like AC room. It's like if anybody wants to have sasta AC at your home, this is the thing. Not have any other desire other than to serve the Lord. So then you'll get a sasta AC in your home. But if you look for AC, then you will not get AC. But if you look for the Lord's pleasure, so then naturally, we will get the greatest pleasure in the life. So like now, when Vallabha, when he was giving his daughter in marriage to Nimai, so when he was doing that act of giving his daughter, he was feeling so much of happiness in his heart. So he was not able to explain, what kind of happiness he is going through. And then the next morning, that night until the next day, so Nimai actually stays back in the bride's home, Lakshmi's home or Vallabha's home. And then a nice, it is not mentioned here, so it is mentioned as a nice procession. So I just, like in these days it is very famous, like Ratha Yatra or Shobha Yatra, so that was happening, that was live Shobha Yatra. So I was like very interesting to see that, how do they do this palanquin for Lord? So they inverted this table and then the Lord's face came inside and Lord was walking behind. That was a very innovative, very nice way of actually putting it. So it was nice to see that palanquin. So, but here it was real palanquin, very opulent palanquin, that was given to the Lord and his, beautiful wife Lakshmi Devi, and they were decorated with, amazing flowers, gold ornaments, and things like that. And they were looking like as good as Lakshmi Devi and Narayan, and they were glowing very transcendently. And all the people of Nadia, all the people of Navadvip, when they were seeing these things, they were thinking like, what good fortune that we saw, that we have. We are able to see such a wonderful couple. And they didn't know that this is the Supreme Lord themselves, but they are supremely fortunate. And there are various peoples, when something happens, like everybody has their own commentary, as if they know everything. So like everybody likes to give their judgment and commentary. And here, so the village ladies, they started passing some comments. So it looks like, this girl Lakshmi Devi must have worshipped, Lord Shiva and Parvati for a long time. That's how she has got such a wonderful husband. And some other lady told, maybe like, they are Lord Shiva and Parvati themselves. They have advented. Such beauty, where will you find? And some other lady told, so maybe they are Indra and Sachi. Indra is, like heaven wala Indra, and his wife's name is also Sachi. And then Madana and Rati. Madan means Kamadev. Kamadev's wife's name is Rati. So maybe like it is Kamadev and Rati. They are there, or they are Lakshmi and Narayan, or maybe they are Sita and Lord Ramachandra. So they were so beautiful, and they were not getting any other like analogy to compare with. They were so beautiful. So the Lord actually brought the newly wedded wife to home, and Mother Sachi was very, very happy to invite this new couple into the home. She felt very great joy, and she gave valuable gifts to everybody who came. And then nice Falashruti is actually mentioned here. So it is mentioned that whoever hears with devotion this narration of Lord's marriage will certainly be able to break the ties of material bondage. Sometimes it is mentioned that marriage is the material bondage. So now it is mentioned that when the Lord's marriage is discussed, it actually breaks the material bondage. So it doesn't mean all the Prabhujis here are going to take sannyas today. It doesn't mean at all. So all of you can continue in your grahastha ashram nicely. So we will not disturb you, right? So and then here we see that Sachi Devi, she is seeing some wonderful things in the home. When she is doing her household activities, she would have, all the time she would keep on again and again looking at Nimai. And when she looks at Nimai, sometimes it looks like some effulgent thing is there next to Nimai. And within short time, she will see it has vanished. And then in the whole house, there is this aroma of lotus flower. It is constantly there. And then since the time Lakshmi Devi actually came into home, obviously Lakshmi Devi, if she comes into the home will be opulent and there is no shortage for anything. And Sachi Mata is thinking what is this new kind of symptom? Some light is visible and some kind of beautiful aroma is coming and things like that and all. And she goes on speculating and finally she comes to a conclusion that this is all because of what is the delta that has changed in the home? Lakshmi Devi has come. It's all because of Lakshmi Devi. She is Sakshat Lakshmi. She has come into the home. Generally people will say if some girl comes to the home, you look like Sakshat Lakshmi, and it looks as if the Sakshat Lakshmi has come. Here actually Sakshat Lakshmi has come. So she actually compares that lightning and then the smell and everything is actually coming from Lakshmi Devi. And in this way, Satyamata, she would keep on speculating and speculating. And but then she would never come to the right conclusion. My son is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and my daughter-in-law is the Supreme Goddess, Lakshmi Devi. She would never come to that conclusion. And here one nice, amazing thing is mentioned. No one can know the absolute truth, until unless the Lord actually reveals, until unless the Lord actually bestows His mercy upon the devotee. So it is, Lord Brahma nicely explains in the 10th canto, Prasada Leshanu Grahite Evahi Janati Tattvam Bhagavan Mahimna. So until unless one receives a little bit of prasad, we are to getting breakfast, lunch and dinner, plate burger prasad. So but that is not the prasad that is talked about. That could also be the prasad, but then if we approach that prasad in the right attitude, and if we actually happen to receive the prasad, so then we will be able to understand the Lord nicely. That's the meaning of actually accepting the prasad. It is not that if stomach is full, so that means I have received the prasad. That's the one level of receiving the prasadam. There is ultimate level of receiving prasadam means the knowledge about the Supreme Lord becomes illuminated in the heart. So that's the ultimate meaning of receiving prasad. So now, because of the Lord's internal potency, He actually keeps everybody in illusion. He doesn't want to reveal Himself as a devotee, as the Supreme Lord, and He is actually covered. So in this way, His covered pastimes are continuing. And then, so what else He would do? What He is doing in this youthful pastimes, He is acting as a scholar, and He runs His own school. And then He speaks ill about other teachers. These are all some of the pastimes that He is doing. And then, and the other thing that He does is that whenever He sees some people in the street, and especially devotees, who are seriously practicing Krishna consciousness, He would pull their leg. He would see that. So this is His famous and very this one. He would always roam around with a book in his hand, as if embracing Mother Saraswati with him, and then he would go around the Navadvip and he would always debate with different brahmanas and things like that. So then one day he saw that no scholar in the Navadvip could able to face him. Only one person, that is his teacher, Gangadas Pandit, whose school he is attending. So he is the only person who can capable of discussing with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then it is mentioned that different categories of people, when Lord would roam in the Navadvip, different categories of people would see Him in different ways. So it is mentioned that the materialistic people, when they see Nimai, so they would think, this boy looks very, very effulgent, very amazing. If at all he comes into our home, we will get lot of paisa in our home. That's what the thought of materialistic people. And also and then the ladies would see, and they would think that no, this is like Cupid, Kamadev personified. And the atheists, when they would see him, they would see him like death personified, right? So, and then when the scholars they would see him as Brahaspati himself, the symbol of learning, or the teacher of, or the priest of the demigods. So, to this effect, there is a nice shloka in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam as well. So it says, Mallanam Ashne Drinam Naravare Strinam Smaro Murtiman Gopanam Swajanam Swajano Asatam Shiti Bujam Shasta Swapitaro Sishudu Nutyur Bojapate Virad Avidusham Tatkam Param Yogina No Drishti Nam Paradevate Tidito Rangam Gata Sadraja. So when Krishna and Balaram, when they entered the wrestling arena, which was set up by Kamsa, and when they were about to enter, so different people, they are assembled. Till now, so Lord was giving darshan one-on-one, or it was not this kind of a big assembly or something like that. He was roaming in the marketplace and things like that. But this is the first time everybody, all the citizens, everybody are assembled for one festival, that is like wrestling festival. And everybody are getting a chance to see Krishna, in common time. So, and everybody's vision is different. So the wrestlers who are assembled there, so these are all tender looking boys, like they may be doing wrestling, or they may have killed big demons and things like that. In fact, one time, one of the devotee painters, he painted Krishna like killing a demon or something like that with lot of muscles. And Srila Prabhupada corrected, the Supreme Lord doesn't require muscles to kill the demons, He is like tender looking boy, but still he kills demons, So these tender looking boy, anybody would see, and they would say like, this is all like, very soft children, they would tell that it's children. So then these wrestlers, they were looking, for them, Krishna and Balaram were looking like thunderbolt, Vajrayadhar, greatest of weapons. And then Mallana Mashne Nrinam Naravare, for the common people, he was looking like the best of the human beings. And then Strinam Smaro Murtiman, for the women, he was looking like Cupid, Kamadev personified. And then Gopanam Swajano, for the Gopas, he was looking like, Hamara gaon ka aadmi hai, so like that. And then like Asatam Shiti Bujam, like Shasta, so like those people who are miscreant kings, for them he was looking like the Punisher. At last somebody has come to punish us, so they were getting terrified. And then Mrityur Bhojapater, for Kamsa, he was looking like, mera death, like mera maut chal ke aa raha hai. So it is, my death is actually coming by walk, So it's like that. So he was looking like that. And then Virad Avidusham, Tattvam Param Yogina. So for less intelligent spiritualist, he was looking like Viratarup. He was a small boy, but in which angle he was looking like Viratarup, I don't know. And then Tattvam Param Yogina. For the yogis, they were thinking that our Paramatma has jumped out and he's walking. And then Vrishni Nam Paradevate Vidito. Like for the Vrishnis, for the residents of Mathura, so they were thinking that at last our worshipable object, our Supreme Lord, he has come. So they were thinking like that. In this way, they were entering the arena. So in the same way, different people, they were looking at, Nimai, and they were having different conclusions. The same thing we were actually discussing in the first class also, that all of us have come to the Yatra, and all of us are going to have different experience, So it is not based on AC room you have opted or non-AC room you have opted. So it's not that kind of an experience. A different kind of an experience. So what mood we actually carry, what mood of surrender that we actually carry, what mood of devotion that we actually carry, and what intensity with which we want to understand the Lord, and we want to understand the Dham and the pastimes of the Lord. To that intensity, the Lord would reciprocate. It's not that, nobody can say, I also paid the same yatra fees. Why this guy is getting more realization, I am not getting. Why he is getting ecstasy in chanting, I am not getting. Kuch question nahi pooch sakta Bhagwan se. So, Lord is completely independent. He will give realization and spiritual advancement as he wishes, based on our sincerity in the practice, right? So, in this way, all the devotees, all the people, they were getting different kinds of vision. And the Vaishnavas over there in the Navadvip, they were getting a complete different scene altogether. So they were seriously concerned. This boy, Nimai, is so beautiful looking, and he's so learned, and so amazing in all qualities. So, but what is the use? He is not worshipping Krishna. No. So why is why it is told that he is not worshipping Krishna? Just in the marriage pastime, we discussed the daily routine. In daily routine, every day morning he does Sandhya Vandan, that's chanting of the names of Vishnu. And then he chants the names of Vishnu, he takes bath in Ganga. And then even in the marriage rituals, it is mentioned, before the marriage, he worshipped Vishnu and things like that. So, but then why the Vaishnavas are worried he is not worshipping Vishnu or Krishna? So it is very important to understand, even the Karma Yogis, Lord was actually following the principle of, this one of Karma Yoga. He was doing this one of a Brahmana householder, So Brahmana householder, he is doing his, Varana Ashrama duties, and then he is performing his regular activities with worship of Vishnu. But the devotees are not satisfied with that kind of worship of Vishnu. Little thoda bahut mala ghumayenge, and then baki time pe paisa karke chinta karenge. So that is not the way of worship the Vaishnavas are actually looking for. Vaishnavas whom they term as a devotee, not somebody who is chanting 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 16 rounds. That is not a devotee. Who is a devotee? A devotee means I don't want any benefits of karma, I don't want any benefits of jnana, I don't want any benefits of yoga. I only want the satisfaction of Krishna and nothing else. Now he is actually a devotee. And they are not seeing that kind of a devotee in Nimai. So he is a regular devotee. Regular devotee means 16 mala jap karte hain, and then apna, like he will do his own work and things like that. But considering my life is meant for rendering service to Krishna, that is not there. If you ask Nimai, he would say, what is the goal of your life? I have to defeat all these other Bhattacharyas and Mishras, and I have to establish myself as the ultimate teacher. That's the kind of attitude that he had actually had. So, and all the Vaishnavas, they had so much of concern. That in this effect there is a nice shloka in Bhagavatam, Dharma Swanishtita Pumsam Vishwakshena Katashaya no Pade Vediratim Shramai Vehi Kevalam. If executing the Dharma, executing one's Varna and Ashrama duties nicely, and then not having no increase of attachment to Krishna's lotus feet, so that means it is simply a waste of time. And all the Vaishnavas were thinking that Vishwambar unnecessarily is wasting his life. He is such a wonderful person. Who can actually go and tell him the conclusion of the scriptures? He himself is the greatest learned person. Who can go and tell, like, Vedeshidul, what is that? Vedeshya Sarve Rahameva Vedyo. This simple shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Nimai, please, read this simple shloka and worship Vishnu. So, like, he will argue and he will do something. It is quite difficult to argue with him. So then, when Vaishnavas would meet, Nimai, so they would say that, you see, you are such vast in material knowledge and so amazing a person you are. But what is the use of all these things? The life's purpose is to worship Krishna. So you should surrender yourself to Krishna and worship Krishna. So, and then Nimai would be very, very respectful to the Vaishnavas. He would never commit Vaishnava aparadha. So he would not argue with them and defeat them and things like that and all. He would say, thank you very much. Like, you are a nice Vaishnava, I respect you, and you took so much of concern upon me and you are instructing me for my welfare. Thank you very much. He would thank and he would offer respect. He will go and he will continue the same pastime. He would continue the same way that he is doing. Right? So this is for senior devotees. So equal devotees or his equals who are devotees, if they come, he would engage them in debate and argument and things like that. थोड़ा senior devotees मतलब like he will humbly like seniors को respect देते हैं उतना तो करते हो. So like it was nice actually. And then so this Navadvip is a great seat of learning, and so many different great scholars would actually be there over there. So but then over a period of time, by will of the providence, so many great Vaishnavas also started shifting to Navadvip, and then they started settling there. And what they used to do is every day they used to come together and they used to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, they used to discuss devotional scriptures and things like that. And amongst those who used to gather, there is one personality called Mukunda. And Mukunda's speciality is his amazing kirtans. So when Mukunda would sing, it used to be like, somebody is just coming and filling, like bottle khatam ho gaya tha, like bottle mein pani bharta hai na. So like that love of God is filled into the heart of the devotees. Devotees would go mad simply by hearing Mukunda's kirtans. and Mukunda would sing, and then people would actually like go mad. Somebody would faint, and somebody would laugh, and somebody would be in great ecstasy and roaring like lion, and somebody would fall at Mukunda's feet, and they would say that, no, such an amazing kirtan, no, like you've just, transported Krishna into our hearts. No, thank you very much. So they would glorify him in this way, and then the Supreme Lord, he is always pleased with Mukunda. So Lord Sundar or Nimai, no, he is still not exhibiting the pastimes of a devotee. So, but then he knows what is happening in the assembly of devotees, because he is the Paramatma, he knows everything. So then he becomes pleased because Mukunda is offering so much pleasure to other Vaishnavas. So like Lord Chaitanya or Nimai would become very pleased with Mukunda. And what would he do? If he is pleased with a devotee, so that's what we will see now. So when Mukunda would go in the street, Lord Chaitanya would go and he would say, "Oh Mukunda, you're such an amazing person. So I have a small grammatical problem. Will you be able to solve it?" And Mukunda say, "Okay, fine, I will solve it." And then he will tell the problem, and Mukunda will give an answer, and will say, "Arey, useless solution." So itna acha, you tell that yourself a Pandit, Brahmana, and things like that. No, you gave a useless solution. And then, Mukunda would argue back, and then he would establish the pros and cons of the argument, and this exchange would go on, and then, finally Mukunda would have to accept the defeat. And then sometimes Lord Chaitanya would harass Srivas Pandit, and in this way, almost all the Vaishnavas are harassed, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's an amazing thing. Vaishnavas, when they see Nimai, they would run away. They would not. It's a very interesting thing. Generally, when the devotee sees the Lord, he would like to go to the Lord and approach him and things like that. But at this point in time, Lord Chaitanya is doing such a pastime, so the Vaishnavas are not able to understand he is the Supreme Lord. And then, whenever they would see him, so they would run away. So why they would run away? This guy will catch us, and he will ask us, he will engage us into an argument. He will ask a question, if we give answer, he will say it is wrong. And if he asks a question, if he gives an answer, if we ask a question, so then he will say that your basic question itself is wrong. First of all, to put question, you should have some knowledge. Without any knowledge, you are putting a question. So in any way we answer it, we are going to be caught. And if at all, if the question is revolving around Krishna consciousness, that is also okay. He will not ask anything, he will not talk anything related to Krishna. Nimai is Krishna himself, but then in this pastime, he is behaving like this. So he would not speak anything in relation to Krishna. It's simply a waste of time. These devotees are all completely detached souls. They don't have any interest in life except for serving Krishna. And they would consider meeting with this person as a simply waste of time. He will just eat away all our time and things like that, right? So simply avoid him. So, but then, so they would be not very much inspired to argue with Lord Chaitanya. So they would always keep a distance. And one day, so Lord Chaitanya actually again sees Mukunda, coming in the street, and he will see from a distance, and Mukunda would run away from there. And Lord Chaitanya will ask his servant, Govinda, his doorkeeper, this is different Govinda from the later pastimes. So he would ask Govinda that, you see, why did Mukunda run away seeing me? Then Govinda would say, I don't know, my lord, maybe he would have some other work. No, I know why he has run away. You see, these guys, they sit and discuss Vaishnava literatures. They sit and discuss Bhagavatam and things like that. And they think this grammar and rules and regulations of grammar and things like that are all useless things. So they think that, they are very great, discussing about the spiritual subjects. And these people run away by seeing me. One day I will catch all these people. I will see how long they will run away from me. One day I will become a great devotee. And then all these Vaishnavas will come to my door and they will glorify me. And, so the Lord is actually speaking the real truth, but nobody can understand that. So at this point in time, right? So after his speech, the Lord smiles brightly, and he sees that every disciple, all his students, everybody are laughing, and nobody could able to understand anything what he is speaking. So then maybe the new devotees who have come for the Yatra, maybe they are also sitting like that only, I think. So we are discussing about the Lord, and the Lord being a very arrogant debater. So that's the pastime of youth of Lord Chaitanya. So why did he do his pastimes like this? No, because it's something like Mahabharata. No, in Mahabharata you see that lot of drama is there, lot of fight is there, lot of politics is there, lot of romance is there. So many different things are there, and finally Bhagavad Gita is there. So in the same way, Lord Chaitanya is attracting the attention of everybody, and then finally Lord Chaitanya will reveal his pastimes as a great devotee. So because the whole of, before appearance of Lord Chaitanya, the whole of the world were filled with so much of materialistic activities and erudite scholarship, either the scholarship or the materialistic activities like pompous marriage for their children and great accumulation of wealth and things like that. So in the next marriage, in the Vishnu Priya's marriage, so he counters these two things. Two kinds of people were there. One were great scholars, another is materialists. So great scholars, Lord Chaitanya defeated by becoming displaying wonderful scholastic pastimes. And the materialist, how will they gauge another materialist? In what way he spends, which kind of a car that person has got, what kind of a flat he has purchased or a villa he has purchased, and then how does he spend on the marriage, how does he spend on a birthday party and things like that. And Lord conducts his marriage, in such a way, not even any wealthiest person in the world has ever conducted a marriage like that, right? So Lord actually bulldozes everybody. You see, you think you people are materially rich, I am materially rich. So you think you people are more scholar, no, I am a great scholar. After accomplishing all these things, what am I going to do? I am going to give up all these things. These things are not going to give happiness. It's only service to Krishna that is going to give happiness. And then Lord Chaitanya starts his Sankirtan pastimes in the house of Srivas Thakur. So anyways, so that is later. So but then here, so Lord Chaitanya cryptically revealed his future pastimes, but then nobody could able to understand that. And so at that point in time, the condition of the materialistic people that were there in the that were there in the Nadia or Navadvip at that point in time was also very pathetic. They were as I was mentioning, so they were completely engrossed in materialistic activities, making money and spending money and things like that. And whenever they would see a devotee, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, studying Bhagavatam and things like that, so they would say that these people, they have become crazy. They have become, nut loose ho gaya iska. So in what kind of Bhagavatam they have studied, in where it is mentioned you have to keep crying. These people keep on crying. I think these people don't have money to fill their bellies. They are chanting and howling just because they are hungry. So and then they would say, they would criticize Srivas Thakur and his 5 brothers. They would constantly engage in Sankirtan, and they would say I just worked hard and I came home and ate sufficient meal. These people are not allowing me to sleep also. 4:30 they have to do Mangalarati. So why they have to do all these things? And then they used to tell, in which scripture it is mentioned you have to howl and chant your holy names? Why don't you chant softly? So they would tell all these things, and they would use abusive language against the Vaishnavas. And hearing all this abusive language, the Vaishnavas used to be very distressed at heart, and they used to feel very sorry for the state of the people. They are not able to appreciate the chanting of the names of the Lord, and they are not able to appreciate the devotees. So, and they would pray to the Lord, how long all these kind of sufferings will go on? How long this world will be burning with this heat of sense gratification? Actually, these people are suffering, but then they are thinking that they are enjoying by living a materialistic life. And then they would come to Advaita Acharya's house and they would complain to Advaita Acharya, saying that, you see, our Vaishnavas are getting abused in this way. These Vaishnavas are crazy. These people are simply nut loose over here, pagal jaisa hamesha rote rehte hain. So and things like that. So I think if the neighbors of our temple, if they come to complain, they will sing, instead of telling rote rehte hain, they will tell sote rehte hain. So I don't see many of our devotees crying actually. So but I have spotted many devotees, including myself, and sometimes I see what I do during chanting in CCTV. Sometimes I also doze off. So it is power of Maya. Actually, we are supposed to absorb ourselves in the process of chanting. Hear the names of the Lord very clearly and absorb ourselves in the process of chanting. But unfortunately, we are not able to do that, and we should be having this deep prayer. At least in this Yatra, I saw yesterday also in the class it was highlighted. So in this yatra, at least, we should pray for this one thing. This is one thing that we do, every single of us, we are doing this, chanting of 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. So anyway we are spending time, so why not we spend quality time? We chant audibly and then we hear the holy names clearly. So that's a great benediction, that's a great blessings if we can do that. So if we can pray that from the Lord, it will be of great thing. So they would come and complain to Advaitacharya, and Advaitacharya is like a very solid personality, a very great Vaishnava, the leader of all the Vaishnavas. He would feel very, very angry. I will immediately go and destroy all these people who are committing offense against Vaishnavas. And then he would say, no, I will invoke the presence of the Supreme Lord. That Supreme Lord who carries the Sankha Chakra Gada Padma, I will implore and I will force him to appear here in Nadia, and you all wait for some time. And when he appears, you give your complaint to him, he will deal with your complaint. Like that, he would tell. And then he would say that I am assuring you, I will bring the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Lord Krishna personally in the holy land of Navadvip. And hearing these encouraging words of Advaitacharya, so the devotees becomes pacified and then they start chanting the holy names of the Lord. And meanwhile, Nimai Pandit is continuing his scholastic pastimes, his pastimes of a great scholar. And meanwhile, a very wonderful personality actually comes to the Navadvip. And this personality comes in the form of a sannyasi and comes in the form of a Ekadandi sannyasi. There is Tridandi sannyasi and Ekadandi sannyasi. Ekadandi sannyasi means, I am myself Narayan. I have realized that I am Narayan. So that is Mayavad Sampradaya. And Tridandi sannyasi means, I am part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. My body, words and mind has to be engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord unconditionally. Right? So now Vaishnavas, they know different kinds of this ones. So if there is a Urdhva Pundra, so if there is a tilak, vertical tilak, that means they are worshippers of Vishnu. And if there is a railway track, we just tell that it's a rocket and railway track. Railway track means it's Mayavad. They accept the philosophy of that the soul and the super soul is one and the same, right? And this rocket means they're actually trying to go back to Godhead. So that is like, that symbols, these symbols, like people were quite open about their philosophy, what they stand for. They were quite open about in their dressing sense, in their tilak and in their danda and things like that. So they were quite open about their philosophy and they would debate. You have this philosophy, I have this philosophy. Let's debate. So like debate was a quite intrinsic part of the scholarly community of the Vedic culture. So then here was Ekadandi sannyasi, and so Vaishnavas would generally offer obeisances to any sannyasis we meet, be it a Mayavadi sannyasi or a Vaishnava sannyasi, we always pay respect. Sannyasis means we always pay respect. So they know Vaishnava would take it very seriously. And then this personality is actually Ishwarapuri. He came in disguise. Ishwarapuri, who is Ishwarapuri? He would be spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the great disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Right? So Madhavendra Puri is considered to be that person who brought in the law of Godhead, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would distribute later. And that law of Godhead is safely transferred to Ishwarapuri, and he will deliver to Lord Chaitanya as a service. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord. He is the embodiment of Prema. But then he would deliver this wonderful law of Godhead to Lord Chaitanya, and then he would distribute it later. But at this point in time, so here, Ishwarapuri comes into Navadvip disguised as a Mayavadi sannyasi, and then he roams around, and one day he comes to the house of Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya is the leader of all the Vaishnavas there, and he would be busy doing his puja, and suddenly he would see that one humble soul is actually sitting in the, Angan. No, not in the Angan, what do you call that? Entrance. Entrance of his house. And then Advaitacharya is a great devotee, and he knows how to test the symptoms of a Vaishnava, and here he is seeing wonderful symptoms of a Vaishnava is actually seen in this person. There is an amazing effulgence, and the kind of features that he possesses, it looks like he is a Vaishnava, but then he is holding a Kridanda, Ekadanda. So he is little confused, and he comes and he asks a question. Oh sadhu, you have come here to my home, so please give your introduction. Who are you? So and then you look to be a great personality, and then immediately Ishwarapuri gives a nice introduction. I am lower than a Shudra. So I have come here just to take darshan of your lotus feet. So this answer only has proved that this person is a Vaishnava. You know? So like no Mayavadi sannyasi would express any humility like this. No, Mayavadi sannyasi means Aham Narayan. No, I am Narayan myself, you are also Narayan. No, let's come and let's discuss, and if possible we'll merge together. You know? So in fact one of our devotees, long back during when I was staying in the base, at that time one of my base mates, we all went out for book distribution, and it so happened that one person very arrogantly he called, come here, what are you doing? So distributing Gita. No, I have only spoken this Gita. I am Krishna, you know. And our devotee thought no, here is a Mayavadi, Then immediately he put his hand on his pocket and took money. And that person told, you took my money. Arey, you are same, I am same, your money same, my money same, all are same. And then that person told, hey, give back my money. You first accept you are not Krishna. You are an ignorant fool. You first accept that. Then I'll give back the money. And he made him accept and give the money back. So it was a nice discussion. So we had very amazing lion-like personalities in our base. So I'm like a small rat in front of them, but they used to be very very strong in their in their preaching approach. So in fact, okay. So in this way, so this devotee, Ishwarapuri, greatest of the jewel amongst the devotee, he actually introduced himself like this. And Mukunda, what is the speciality of Mukunda? Kirtan. No, he immediately recognized such a kind of an introduction. He is definitely a Vaishnava. He immediately recognized and he started singing. He started singing wonderful, amazing Kirtan filled with love of Godhead. And when that Kirtan started, immediately, Ishwarapuri went into ecstasy, and then he fell down, unconscious. And then the Kirtan continued, and so much of ecstatic discounts were happening. And Mukunda knows how to actually supplement. If somebody gets intense ecstasy and falls unconscious, how to wake them up. There is another kind of a kirtan that is there. He would chant that kind of kirtans and shlokas and things like that, and he would do amazing kirtan. And all the assembled Vaishnavas, they saw this intense devotion that Ishwarapuri is having. They don't know still he is Ishwarapuri, and they were very amazed, and they actually started discussing with him. Who are you? You seem to be you are not an Ekadandi sannyasi. No, you seem to be a great Vaishnava. And who are you? And then he reveals his identity as Ishwarapuri. And as he mentions he is Ishwarapuri, so everybody becomes very jubilant. Everybody knows the glory of Ishwarapuri. Why and how? Who's Advaita Acharya's spiritual master? Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri's best disciple is Ishwarapuri. And it is, everybody knows, amongst the God brothers, everybody knows that Ishwarapuri is the one who diligently served the spiritual master in his last days, and he has received his full blessings and all the mercy, all that, Madhavendra Puri had, all his spiritual assets, he deposited completely in Ishwarapuri by the way of his blessings. So everybody knew that. So when they knew that Ishwarapuri is in their midst, it's some Prabhupada disciple is walking in midst of our assembly, how it will be. So in that way, they were overjoyed, to have Ishwarapuri amongst them. And then, when Ishwarapuri was staying there in Navadvip for a long time, so few months he was staying, and when he was walking in the street, one day he saw, Gaur Sundar, Nimai, and then he asked him that, you seem to be very nice person, who are you? And what is your introduction and things like that. And some of his disciples told, no, this is Nimai Pandit. And then Ishwarapuri immediately asked, oh, you are that Nimai. So no, and then he told that I heard that you're a nice scholar and things like that. And Nimai, so he was very humble in front of this wonderful sadhu. And he told, oh sadhu, can you please come to our home for accepting prasad? And then he brought, and this is an amazing this one, that anytime these devotees, they would go out, so they would bring 2-3 guests to home. And in home, nobody would, no, there is only one person, Sachi Mata. and she would feel so happy. Today there is a Vaishnava at her home, and today there is a great personality at our home. Immediately she hurried up and she prepared wonderful feast for this arrived Vaishnava. And then Ishwarapuri honors the Mahaprasad, and then he sits down and he discusses wonderful Krishna Katha, the wonderful glories of the Lord, with the whole family. Beautiful pastimes and qualities of Krishna he actually describes. And then at one point in time, he becomes overwhelmed with ecstasy and he is not able to speak further. And when Nimai and Sachimata, when they were hearing wonderful narrations of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna from the mouth of Ishwarapuri, they forgot everything and they actually felt so much happy to hear this wonderful narration. And then Ishwarapuri also used to have special affection towards Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit, all of us chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktakanda. So Gadadhar Pandit is incarnation of Srimati Radharani, and Gadadhar Pandit, right from the childhood, he would not have any inclination to play or do any frivolous activities. Always he used to be so much eager to render service to Krishna. And when Ishwarapuri saw this young Gadadhar, he is also in his youth, young Gadadhar. So he sees that this boy is filled with devotional qualities, and he would always call him and he would recite. He would ask him to read a book called Krishna Leelamrit, which he had personally written. Ishwarapuri had personally written, and then they would discuss and he would explain the meanings of that book. And then Nimai also, after doing his daily duty of teaching, he would come back and then he would he would meet Ishwarapuri every single day, and he would discuss some nice Krishna Katha with him. And then at that point in time, Ishwarapuri requested Nimai, you see, you are a great scholar. I have written some books, and then I see that it requires some editing. I might have gone wrong in grammar somewhere and things like that. So then immediately, Nimai tells, it is Krishna is always very pleased with the poetry written by a pure devotee. Pure devotee writes the compositions, based on his spiritual ecstasies and spiritual emotions, and that's one of the reasons. We are expected to present the message as it is. Srila Prabhupada used to say the purports, the Bhaktivedanta purports that he has given, it is his devotional ecstasies. It's only a liberated soul, only a Tattvadarshi can give his own purport. So only he can give his own version or his own angle of thought and things like that, right? So all others who are not Tattvadarshis, they should walk in the footsteps of great Vaishnavas, great Acharyas, not ordinary Vaishnavas, great Acharyas. So whatever conclusions they have established, whatever analogies or whatever things that they have exemplified and explained, so we should actually go in the same line. We should not try to give our own different kind of a perspective, so that would actually spoil the description of the absolute truth. So here all the scriptures are actually giving the description of absolute truth, and it's like a picture. If I have seen the picture, if I have seen the reality, I can draw that picture. If I am not seeing the reality, I am seeing another artist doing a nice artwork, and let me also do some artwork. So if we do like that, so then it will become another kind of a picture. It is not the original picture that we are trying to depict. So all the acharyas are trying to give Krishna to us, and they are describing Krishna in the purports. And if we present it as it is, then we can actually give Krishna to people. But if we bring about our own contamination, so then it becomes skewed up, and we will also not get benefited. We will be bound by modes of nature, and the hearer also will get bound by modes of nature. So that's why it is our great seva to give things as it is. And here, Nimai is telling that a pure devotee like you, who is a Tattvadarshi, who is a great Vaishnava, and you have composed something, who will dare to find any fault in your composition? So and then he says that an unintelligent devotee or uneducated devotee may tell Om Krishnaya Namaha and Om Vishnaya Namaha. So it is actually Vishnave Namaha. One who knows the grammar properly, he will tell Vishnave Namaha. So a devotee who is not educated, he may sometimes tell Vishnaya Namaha. So, but then it doesn't matter. Krishna is actually seeing. If you have knowledge, you should utilize. If you don't have knowledge, but just simply offer your devotion to Krishna, so then he will accept. He is Bhava Grahi. He should be offered the devotion. Krishna actually sees the devotion. So your devotion is pure and your devotion is perfect, and like it is completely inappropriate for me, such a junior, to actually find a fault in your composition. So then Ishwarapuri, when he hears this, he feels very, very joyful. So this, he gives amazing conclusion, of Vaishnava Siddhanta. It is not that, like, I have been glorified as a great devotee. No, the devotee is not feeling great for that. The devotee is feeling great because the Siddhanta that has been established here is so amazing. So, like, immediately he feels very happy. And then Ishwarapuri again says, you see, like, I respect your etiquette and I appreciate your etiquette. This is very nice. But then still, this book requires some editing. Why don't you do that? And then Nimai says, okay, fine, if that is the case, like, we can. So, and then they used to discuss every day, like after every day's teaching, Nimai would come to Ishwarapuri and they would spend 1 or 2 hours together. And one day in the discussion, he actually brings about one particular verb that you have used. It doesn't have the proper root. So you, maybe a different root has to be used for this. And then Ishwarapuri acknowledges that, thank you for this correction. And then the next day he contemplates, he puts down the pros and cons. Is it which word is proper and things like that. And next day when when Nimai comes, he tells to Nimai, see, I carefully thought about, so what word I used, that only is correct. What word you told is wrong. And so Nimai always used to have the experience of pointing faults at others. And now, he is meeting his eternal spiritual master, who is playing the role of a spiritual master. So then he humbly accepts, yes, my lord, I have made a mistake. So, what you have told is right. So in this way, he humbly accepts his mistake. And then they continue, glorifying and discussing these kind of subjects every single day. And so Ishwarapuri, by nature, it is mentioned here that he was restless. Restless means, so why he is restless? Because this is one of the nature of love of Godhead. A person who is completely immersed in the thoughts of the Lord and completely engrossed in love of Godhead, so he constantly feels the this one of Govinda Virahenane. Like this world, so many wonderful things are there in this world. So many things are there. Like we can have our Krishna Katha, we can have our chanting, we can have our association and things like that. But still, I am still not able to attain Krishna. So he will have this kind of, this one. So because of that, he leaves Navadvip, and then, that is why the sannyasis, they are traveling mendicants. They don't stay in one place. They keep traveling to different places, and in this way they purify the earth. And in this chapter, there is a nice falashruti that is given. Whoever is fortunate enough to attentively hear these wonderful narrations about Ishvara Chandrapuri, immediately transported to the place where the lotus feet of Lord Krishna is ever offering shelter and mercy. Right? So it's in short, they will attain the mercy of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. And it is also a nice glorification that is offered about Ishwarapuri. It is mentioned, Sri Madhavendra Puri, being fully satisfied with his disciple, had bestowed ecstatic love for Sri Krishna upon Ishwarapuri. By the unlimited mercy of Sri Krishna, Ishvara Chandrapuri had received the complete shelter of his spiritual master, Sri Madhavendra Puri, and thus he roamed everywhere freely, unconcerned and fully blissful. So this is what is the blessings that one can receive from the spiritual master. So it is mentioned that Krishna himself mentions in Bhagavad Gita that Tesham eva anukampartam aham ajnana jamtamah nashayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvata. So one upon whom he becomes very merciful, he destroys all ignorance and he lights the lamp of knowledge in their heart. They will never be touched by the ignorance of this world. And same kind of an effect also is there. If one can possibly please his spiritual master, and he achieves the blessings of his spiritual master, so he can actually freely roam anywhere and everywhere and distribute Krishna consciousness, and he will never be affected by the material nature. Right? How much time? 7:30. Okay. So now in the 6 chapters we have finished 2 chapters, and we have to finish another 4 chapters in 10 minutes. But anyways, Lord's pastimes are unlimited, and so I will just briefly give some summary of what is there in the next few chapters. So like Nimai Pandit, he is continuing his wonderful debates and things like that. So he always pulls different Vaishnavas and he debates with them. And one nice thing these Vaishnavas actually have. So these Vaishnavas, all of them, they get together and they discuss. He's a terror. If he comes, if he catches, as if he is like some kind of an authority, government authority, he has right over us. He doesn't allow us to go anywhere, and he debates and argues and things like that. So, and another devotee says, even though he is terror kind of a person, but still when he argues with us and defeats us and things like that, some kind of joy I am feeling in the heart. What is this? I am not able to understand. So it's like a sweet terror, He's a very sweet terrorist. So like even though he tortures, the devotees, his torture looks to be like so nice, and the devotees hanker that when will this torture again happen? So that is the nature of the Lord. So anybody who comes in touch with the Lord, they actually feels this. They actually feel the bliss. And all the devotees actually pray to the Supreme Lord and offer obeisances to Mother Ganga. May this Nimai becomes a nice devotee of Vishnu. So they don't know he himself is the Supreme Lord Vishnu, right? So, and then, so he gets the blessings of the devotees that may you become nice devotee and things like that. And so then whenever he gets such blessings, Lord Chaitanya would respond saying that, thank you very much for your blessings, like I would definitely like to become a devotee, but after some time, I want to study a little bit more this grammar and things like that. Definitely I'll become a devotee. Like, next time when you come for past registration, I will register for the Gita course. This time I will not. So same thing, like, all the arguments come from the Supreme Lord. So he is the origin of everything. So he himself is offering this argument. What will Aam Aadmi do? He will also follow that. So that is why, like, sometimes it is mentioned. So Mahaprabhu is giving such kind of arguments. Chota Mata Prabhu to de hi de denge. So like everybody will give such arguments. And then we see that. So one time, Lord actually displays a pastime of becoming mad. He is teaching his students, and suddenly he is displaying a pastime of becoming mad. Actually, it is not becoming mad. He is displaying the symptoms of ecstatic devotional symptoms, which nobody has ever seen. All his students have only seen a scholar Nimai, very proud like a lion. Whoever comes in the front, just defeat them and establish that his superiority and things like that. Now he is showing some ecstatic symptoms, and he is falling in the ground, rolling and crying and things like that and all. So, but these devotees, these students of his, they are not able to understand. And then whoever comes near him, he is trying to beat him, and things like that. So they become frightened. And other people, they call upon other people, Buddhimanta Khan and Mukunda Sanjay and different people. So all of them are called, and they actually put abhishekam of oil upon him. All medicated oils they bring, and they do all malish and massage, and like something has happened to the airs in this body. So like pagal means like it is actually vata roga. It's like they would treat the air in the body. If air becomes balanced, so then the madness can be cured. So they would apply oil and things like that and all. So they would do so many things, but nothing would cure Nimai. And after some time, on his own, like he would get cured. So like in this kind of amazing pastimes that he would do. And then it is mentioned, it's constantly one nice thing that has been repeatedly mentioned in this section. That is, all the residents of Navadvip, they are so fortunate. Every single day they would see Nimai walking around walking around in the streets. It is mentioned that Vedeshu Durlabham, Adurlabham Atma Bhakta. It is so difficult even to find the Supreme Lord by study of scriptures or performing of yoga or performing of austerities and things like that. But then here, Aam Aadmi dekh pa rahe. That's the amazing mercy of the Lord when he advents in this earth. So even an unqualified person, who's otherwise will not be able to get the darshan of the Lord, he is also getting it. Otherwise, the devotees, for them like Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. So for devotees, they constantly see the darshan of the Lord. For common people, whenever the Lord advents, even they are able to see the darshan of the Lord. Right? So in this way, these pastimes actually goes. And then just like when Krishna entered Mathura, he went to a florist, he went to a perfume maker, and he went to like a tailor and different people. And there some people readily give things to Krishna and some people don't. And Krishna actually hits them. The dhobi, he doesn't give the clothes to Krishna, and Krishna slaps and finishes him. So but that kind of thing doesn't happen in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, whoever he goes and approaches, Like he approaches the tailor, weaver for a nice cloth. He will say, "You take it." I don't have money, but still you take it. You appear so beautiful, so wonderful. Like, no, you just take it. And then he goes to a milkman, and then he says, like, no, you remember, like, you keep coming to our home, for taking prasad and things like that. No, now also you come home to take prasad. So it is like never he has gone home. So, but they are remembering the previous pastimes in Vrindavan. So, like, all of them are cowherd men, residents of Navadvip. They have many times hosted Krishna in their home. What to speak of hosting devotees? They have hosted Krishna in their home. So, like, and then various kinds of people, they would offer various kinds of things. And so in this way, he would have wonderful pastimes, with the residents of Navadvip. And then, here also there is wonderful pastime of Kolavecha Sridhar. So that's a very, very heart-touching pastime. So where the Sridhar, like, he is also wanting to give something, but then he's so utterly poor, he cannot give anything. And Lord Chaitanya comes and, like, he argues with him, like, you are making so much of money in your business and you're making sufficient profit, and this is a humble, simple devotee who doesn't even have proper clothes to wear. And the Lord is saying that, you see, that you are telling you are poor. So why are you poor? If you are chanting Hare Krishna, you are not getting any results. You are not getting any wealth and things like that. Thoda Bhagwan ka badal ke to dekho. Like, you see these Chandi worshippers, the Kali worshippers, they are like so opulent. Why don't you give up this Hare Krishna and chant, worship some other god? So, and then, like our, this one, Sridhar Kolavech, the banana seller, he would say, see, like, I am also in a nice position only. You see, I am having some clothes to cover my body and I am having some roof to cover my this one. Yeah, like, there is so many holes in the roof, so many holes in the shirt, in my dress. But something is there, like, even if a person is rich, he is also going through the same condition. He will also feel, I don't have sufficient. And even if a person is poor, he will also feel, I don't have sufficient. So what's the point? Like, let's be satisfied with whatever we have. So in this way, like, amazing pastimes that would happen. And so many wonderful pastimes, like Lord Chaitanya, even though this devotee is very poor and he is having, just banana leaves and things like that he is selling. So Lord Chaitanya would go and get from him only, and he would get it for free. Why? Because he is a devotee. He is a devotee, then I will take it from him. If he is not a devotee, even if he is sponsoring, I will not touch. So that's the attitude of the Lord. So Lord is not looking for sponsor. Lord is looking for devotee, and he will himself take the sponsor, So, like, if a wealthy person, he will come and say, like, no, I want to sponsor. Now, I heard in Ranganath temple in Srirangam, this thing had happened. One very wealthy person, he came and he told, I will give so much of wealth for Ranganath. You actually proceed the construction and I will ensure that this thing happens. And then the next day, they saw all that wealth that he gave, it's all thrown in the street. Ranganath himself threw the whole thing overnight in the street. And that's how the Lord is. The Lord would accept even a humble offering, even forcibly from his devotee, but then he would not accept even a small thing from a non-devotee, right? So, with this, I conclude today's discussion. So, there is unlimited pastimes of Lord Chaitanya is there in the in the youthful pastimes. So, maybe in the next yatras and other times we can actually discuss.